You can do anything. And on today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how. Hi, I'm Coach Tony and welcome into my page. I'm super excited to be here because it's been a couple months since I've posted and this year's been kind of busy for me. In fact, I've been busy on a few different projects, but one of them I wanted to share really quick. I wrote a book, you guys. It's kind of crazy. I still can't believe it myself, but I wrote a book and published it just a couple months ago. And it's actually on Amazon and it's available in a lot of different areas. So it's really kind of cool. But it was one of the items on my bucket list I've been meaning to do for so long, and I finally did it. And it's actually one of the reasons why I'm doing this video today to kind of restart my YouTube channel, because success is more about how to restart and overcome the failure that you may have had or the setback that you may have had, and how to do that on a continual basis. Because literally success looks like this. Like it's a really up and down climb to wherever you're going. And on today's video, I want to share with you how to actually climb Success Mountain until you get to the very top of it. So I hope that sounds cool. And if you like that idea and you really like this video, make sure you hit the like button below. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'm going to be posting a lot of cool stuff moving forward. And I'm actually going to be doing it on a more regular basis again, too, on a weekly basis. So if that sounds cool, make sure you subscribe to my channel as well. Okay. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing 8 specific steps that you can follow that'll help you climb Success Mountain on a regular basis. So buckle in, really listen in, and this is a type of video that you're going to want to listen into and re-listen into, and even download or print some of the information you're going to get from it. Step number 1 is we have to start or restart. And one of the biggest things is people give up way too soon. Often we're motivated towards a goal and we start taking action towards it, and then we start to see some progress, but then it's not fast enough, and or it's too difficult, or we run out of time, or we just don't want to dedicate whatever it is we need to do towards it. And so what do? We kind of give up. We kind of fall back to our default state. What I want to help you understand is you can have, do, or be anything. You just got to take the right action on a regular basis towards it. Well, how do you motivate yourself into taking the right action on a regular basis? That's exactly what we're going to get into in this video, okay? So number 1 is you got to start or restart. Wherever you're restarting from, it doesn't matter. Even if you're set back by years, it doesn't matter. Restart. The only way to be successful is to go in the direction of your goal on a consistent basis until you get there. That's the only way. If you're not going in that direction, you got to course correct. If you're not going in that direction on a regular basis, you got to motivate yourself to do so. Okay. So step number 2 is to take consistent daily action. If you're not taking daily consistent action towards your goals, we want to sit down and figure out why. We want to figure out why aren't you taking the actions on a regular basis? What's the story you're telling yourself? Is it too hard? Do you not know what to do? Are you afraid to do it? Do you not have the time to do it? What is your excuse for why you're not taking action? Because I got news for you. You either have results or you have excuses. And what I want to help you with on today's video is how to get rid of the excuses and to get yourself into results. Okay, replacing the excuses with the results. Okay, so what we do is we sit down and we literally ask ourselves that question. Why am I not taking the action? Really, what's going on there? And discover your lingo. Like what you're going to say is, I don't want to do it because, right? Or I won't do it because of XYZ, whatever your reasoning is, right? And I'm going to give you some real life examples here in a moment, but I just want you to kind of start to discover this. Or maybe I can do it, but I'm not because XYZ, right? Those types of things. You want to kind of uncover what you are telling yourself and the reason why you're not taking the action. Okay, we need to discover this for ourselves. Once you start to discover your own kind of self-sabotaging lingo that's happening in your mind, we want to start to challenge it. We want to start to understand that you can have, do, or be anything. And the reason you're telling yourself right now is just an idea. It's just a thought that maybe you've been having for quite some time or however long. And I want to give you some examples. So I want to use my powerlifting journey as an example because it's near and dear to my heart. I've been on it for a few years now, actually. And I just want to share with you kind of some of the roadblocks I've run into. Number 1 is injury. I have injured like every area of my body powerlifting. And you live and you learn along the way. It's just kind of what happens. Well, when I first set out on this powerlifting journey, I have been weightlifting for quite some time. In fact, I started lifting weights like when I was a teenager. So I've been lifting weights most of my life, but I never really got into powerlifting until I was a bit older. In fact, I didn't start until I learned that my karate sensei was a powerlifter. And I asked him a bunch of questions. I'm like, hey, I've been always wanting to get into this. And he actually gave me like a cool program to follow, and it worked really well in the beginning, and it was awesome for like a year. But then I got injured, and it kind of set me back. So here's what ends up happening for people is you take action towards your goal and things start off pretty well, but then something happens. Life happens, you get injured, and it kind of stops you dead in your tracks. So then you're like, all right, well, I can't do the same routine I was doing. So you kind of get derailed. So then instead of kind of sitting down and being like, all right, well, what could I do to proceed? What we do is we beat ourselves up. You become a victim, right? So kind of step 4 is we need to get ourselves out of the victim mindset. So if you can go from being a victim to becoming a victor, all right, and being the hero of your life story, this is where your life starts to change. This is where you start to actually succeed in your life. So success happens when you're able to take those consistent actions towards your goal on a regular basis. You've got to be it to do it in order to have it. So in my case, number 1 is I didn't see myself as a powerlifter. I saw myself as a weightlifter who wanted to be a powerlifter, but I wasn't actually a powerlifter. So that's kind of number 1. You have to step into the identity of the person who has the thing already. Okay, so for me, I have to become a powerlifter before I'll ever be a powerlifter. Right? I've got to become it though up here first before I'll actually take the actions that will lead me to be a powerlifter. Right? Same thing for you, for whatever your goal is, you've got to be that person. You want to be an astronaut? Guess what? You got to become an astronaut up here first and start to think like an astronaut in order to start to do the actions and take the actions that an astronaut would take in order to be an astronaut, right? So whatever area you're looking to level up in, this is what you do for yourself. Is you want to start to think in terms of, instead of being the victim in that area, like, oh my gosh, this is happening to me. I got injured again. Oh my gosh. It's giving away all your power when you're a victim. So that's basically step 4. And I've worked with so many people at this point, and I'll tell you a reoccurring theme. And they list off all the things going on in their life, all the reasons why they haven't been able to move forward and progress in their life. And I call this living in the past. So everything that's happened and that may be still continuing to happen on a regular basis for you, it's in the past. It's already happened. So if you keep thinking about it, you keep pointing your energy towards it and focusing your attention on it, it has your power. So I call this, you're giving away your power to your past. So what do we do? How do we combat this? You've got to get present. You've got to get yourself and your mindset and your thoughts and your attention on the present moment. Your power is in the present moment only. In fact, the only real moment in our life is the present moment. The moment you and I are sharing together right now at this very moment in this video. Even if I recorded this a while back, you're listening into my energy at this very moment, and it has power. And you can understand that it has power for you in this present moment. Right? This is what's so cool about this. So how do you actually get very present though? I want to share with you really quick. I have this little pyramid on my desk. I keep it on my desk. I love pyramids. There's a lot of reasons why, but I love it for one particular aspect I want to share with you is it comes to a point. Okay. It goes to the point. If you think about your power that's coursing through your veins right now, the power that makes your body animated, the energetic part of you, the soul part of you, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same. But that part of you is real energy. And wherever you point that energy, it gets more powerful if you can focus it in, like a flashlight, right? If it's very broad, it's very dim, but you can see kind of a lot of stuff, but you can't really focus in on something. As soon as you start focusing in that flashlight, the energy from the flashlight, now you can really zoom in. It gets very bright. And if you could focus it enough, it could even become a laser. And a laser can penetrate anything like metal, stone, right? A laser is incredibly powerful. Well, you are incredibly powerful when you're incredibly focused in the same exact manner. So what the idea behind this is if you can get very present and focus all of your attention on the present moment. So what I do is I literally look at something. And if you have something like this in your office or wherever you are, in your bedroom or whatever, wherever you're listening to this video from, if you can look at it and focus all of your attention on it, you can even focus on a dot on the wall, right? Some people I've learned from light a candle and they focus on the flame. Whatever it is, just look at that object and just get one with it. Be one with it. Don't think about anything else. What this allows you to do is it allows you to let go and slow down all the thoughts about your past, and you're only focusing in on that thing, okay? Well, this is one of the most valuable things you could practice in your life, is focusing your attention and keeping it focused for a period of time. So one of the very first actionable items that I want you to do is step 5 here, is get very present in the moment. And you can start to do this with your breath as well. You take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and you can really just pay only attention to your breath. That's one object you can focus in on, and just focus on that. Just breathe slowly and deeply, looking at that object or focusing in on your own body as the object, or your own lungs and breath as the object, okay? So what this does is it takes you from the past, or maybe you're worrying about the future. Maybe you have some deadline coming up in the next week or month or something, and you're constantly thinking about that or worrying about that. Come back to the present moment, because that's where all of your power is, okay? So that's step number 5. Once you're present, once you are very present and you're one with yourself, you're not thinking about anything else except right here and right now. The present moment is a gift that you can unwrap. All of your power is in the present moment. Now you can focus it towards anything you want. What is your goal? What is it that you're going after? Focus all of your energy towards it. So with step 4 is finding out the reason why you haven't been taking action. Now, from a victor mindset, from the hero of your life story, what could you do? So even if you got injured, in my case, right? I injured my arm, my leg, my hip, my knee, so many things I've injured doing powerlifting. So instead of that though, instead of being like, oh, I'm getting old and having those types of thoughts, no. What could I do? Well, I could just start to rehab each area, right? Or whatever area is bothering you. You could start to rehab it, and you could start to think in terms of you're healing that area. Every food you consume is actually contributing to the healing of that part of your body. And you can really focus in your thoughts about how you're healing instead of how you're injured, right? Again, it's a limitless type of thinking. So the idea behind this is, from the present moment, we want to start to step into our power. And from the victor mindset is, how can you take the action? Even in the face of your adversity, right? If you are injured or whatever is happening for you, right? Even if you are busy, even if you are working full time, even if you do have 4 kids like I do, right? Even if a life happens, or you get into an accident or something crazy happens in your life, how can you still take the action towards your goal? Okay. So the next step, step 6, is becoming your own coach, mentor, or big brother or big sister. I'm here to tell you, we all need to be led. Well, what more powerful idea than is you become your own leader? You become your own coach or mentor that helps you lead your own life and your own actions, right? So what's cool about this is you can start to step into that version of yourself right now and become the leader of your life, the coach or mentor of your life, the person who's already achieved the goal. Actually, you could step into that version of yourself right now. And I have these limitless questions that I want to share with you that'll help you jumpstart yourself into action here, okay? So the very first one is, how can I? How can I? So instead of I can't do it or I won't do it, how can I do it? Literally write out all the ways you can do it that are possible. What do I need in order to do it, to take action on it? Right? What do I need? Maybe I got to clean up my room, or maybe I need more weights if I'm powerlifting, right? Whatever that is for you, what do you need in order to take the action? Write it down. Boom. What could you do? What could you do right now in order to take the next step, right? What is the mindset of a person who's already done it, right? How are they thinking? What are they doing? What are they tolerating or not tolerating? What are the standards they're holding themselves to, right? How disciplined are they? Why are they doing what they're doing? What's their motivation? What's your motivation? Really discover some of these areas And I promise you, you're going to start to take action towards your goals like never before. Step number 7, we want to decrease the amount of thinking and increase the amount of action you're taking. So here's the problem. When you think about something and you're not doing it, you can easily talk yourself out of doing it. So if you can just go from thought to action as quickly as possible. So if you get an idea, act on it as quickly as possible. It's the most powerful thing you can do. Even if it's a stupid idea, take action on it. That's bringing you one step closer towards it, right? So the amount of time, I can't even tell you, when I was writing my book, the thoughts I had about it, I just had to start getting into action. I would think about this for months, actually. This was a couple years ago. And I'd let months go before taking any action towards writing the book. So then I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take an action every single day towards writing this book. And that's exactly what I did. So I started writing page 1 and page 2. And I started to just get my ideas down on my Google Docs, right? And then I slowly, every night, I'd come home from work or from my day or whatever, and I wouldn't let a day go by that I didn't add a couple of words or a chapter or a paragraph even, whatever that looked like. And with the ideas that I had, I would just at least write them down on a daily basis. And eventually, guess what, guys? I wrote a book. Like, all those little steps lead you to the end goal eventually, but you got to take them consistently and on a regular basis. So the very last step here that I want to share with you is step number 8, and it's incentivize your actions. Incentivize the actions towards your goals, right? Make them easier, make them more fun. Reward yourself when you take the actions. Make them non-negotiable. Like, that's how you really step up and keep going, is it's a non-negotiable action you do every day. If you can establish your goal-oriented actions and have them become non-negotiable, guess what? You are going to succeed inevitably. No matter what, in the face of adversity, you're going to keep going because you're thinking in terms of how can you still keep going. It's a non-negotiable, right? When you have all of these steps in place and you've overcome them for yourself, you are going to be taking action towards your goals like never before. And I promise you, it's just a matter of time until you achieve them, okay? So I hope these ideas really help you get yourself into action. And I actually want to leave the link to this one pager that you can download or print that you can take with you so that you can kind of remind yourself of these steps and just kind of check yourself against which step you are in at any given moment in time. Okay. So I hope this video was incredibly helpful for you. If it was, please like it and share it with others. I'm going to try to, build my page because I want to help a lot more people here on YouTube to just level up their life and live the life of their dreams, quite honestly, and have the body of their dreams is really what I want people to do. And just to take life by the horns and own it. I want to help people do that on a more regular basis. So stay tuned because I'm going to be on here on a weekly basis moving forward. And I've got lots of cool stuff I want to share with you guys. Okay. So with that, hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.